Genesis chapters 2 and 3, detailed narrative. Genesis chapter 2, the creation of humanity in the Garden of Eden. After God had completed the creation of the heavens, the earth, and all living things in 6 days, he rested on the seventh day. God blessed the seventh day and made it holy because his work of creation was finished. The Bible then provides a more detailed account of how the first human was created. At that time, no rain had yet fallen on the earth, and there was no one to cultivate the ground. So God formed a man from the dust of the earth and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. The man became a living being. This first man was named Adam. God planted a beautiful garden in the east, called Garden of Eden, and placed Adam there. The garden was filled with every kind of tree that was pleasing to the eye and good for food. Among all the trees, 2 were especially important: the tree of life, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God gave Adam the responsibility of caring for and maintaining the garden. He also gave him one command: you may freely eat from every tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will surely die. Although Adam was surrounded by animals and the beauty of creation, God saw that it was not good for him to be alone. God brought all the animals to Adam, and Adam gave each one a name. He named the livestock, the birds of the air, and the wild animals. Yet among them, no suitable companion was found for him. Therefore, God caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep. While he slept, God took one of his ribs and used it to create a woman. When Adam saw her, he joyfully declared, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." The woman later became known as Eve. The chapter concludes with the foundation of marriage. A man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the 2 shall become one flesh. Adam and Eve lived together in innocence. They were naked, yet they felt no shame. They enjoyed a perfect relationship with God and with each other. Genesis chapter 3, the temptation and the fall of humanity. One day, a serpent appeared in the garden. The serpent was more crafty than any of the other animals God had made. The serpent approached Eve and asked, "Did God really say that you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" Eve replied, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God said we must not eat from the tree in the middle of the garden, nor touch it, or we will die." The serpent challenged God's warning and said, "You will not surely die. God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve looked at the fruit. It seemed good for food, pleasing to the eye, and desirable for gaining wisdom. She took some and ate it. Then she gave some to Adam, who was with her, and he ate it as well. Immediately, something changed. Their eyes were opened, and they became aware of their nakedness. For the first time, they experienced shame. They sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Later, when they heard God walking in the garden, they became afraid and hid among the trees. God called out, "Where are you?" Adam answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." God asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" Instead of accepting responsibility, Adam blamed Eve. "The woman you put here with me gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it." God then questioned Eve. Eve replied, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." As a result, God pronounced judgment on the serpent. The serpent was cursed above all animals. God declared that it would crawl on its belly and that there would be ongoing hostility between the serpent and humanity. Many Christians also see in this passage the first prophecy of the coming victory of Jesus Christ over evil. Judgment on Eve. God told Eve that childbirth would become painful and that human relationships would be affected by struggle and conflict. Judgment on Adam. Because Adam had disobeyed God, the ground itself was affected. God told him that obtaining food would now require hard labor and sweat. Life would be marked by hardship. God also reminded him, "For dust you are, and to dust you shall return." This introduced physical death into human experience. God's mercy in the midst of judgment. Even though Adam and Eve had sinned, God did not abandon them. Adam named his wife Eve because she would become the mother of all living people. God then made garments of animal skins and clothed Adam and Eve, replacing the inadequate coverings they had made for themselves. This act is often understood as a sign of God's compassion and care, even after their disobedience. Expulsion from the garden. God declared that humanity had now gained the knowledge of good and evil. If Adam and Eve were allowed to eat from the tree of life in their fallen condition, they would live forever in a state of sin. Therefore, God sent them out of the Garden of Eden. To prevent them from returning and eating from the tree of life, He placed cherubim and a flaming sword at the entrance to guard the way. The perfect life in Eden had come to an end. Main themes of chapters 2 and 3. These two chapters form one of the most important foundations of the Bible. Chapter 2 describes God's perfect creation, the origin of humanity, work, marriage, and fellowship with God. Chapter 3 describes humanity's first act of disobedience, often called the fall. Sin, suffering, fear, conflict, and death enter the world. Yet God's mercy is also revealed, pointing toward His future plan of redemption. Together, Genesis 2 and 3 explain how humanity moved from a state of innocence and harmony with God into a world marked by struggle, while also introducing the hope of eventual restoration.